So, give me a second to get things set up here. Okay. I don't know if anybody's there. All right. If anybody comes in, just give me a second. No. Nobody's there. Let's see. Here, here, and here. Okay. So where do we want to go? Share screen. I see a couple people in the chat. Say hello. Let me know who you are. And I will let you know what we're doing. What's going on, Ryan? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, to be honest with you. Just testing out this hardware or the software rather, doing this live stream. Now, I'm going to be researching this company that you can see on the screen, this 3.0 DAO. Because I've been hearing a lot about what's going on, Fire King. I've been hearing a lot about it might just be us, but that's okay. You guys ain't, you hang out if you want or whatever. I'm just kind of doing a little experiment. I've been hearing a lot about regulations. There's been a few tweets that have come out and some information that's come out about what's going on with the government trying to trying to get into regulations and they're making recommendations to the SEC, and the SEC is just dying for these recommendations about these studies that have been done. So they're picking up on that stuff, and there is actually a bill that is about to be released within the next day or two regarding stable coins. Whether the bill is going to pass, not pass, I mean, obviously that's up for debate, but this is what they're doing. Hey dude was able to pop in just a second. GF and our friend went out to smoke. That's cool. Yeah, no, I appreciate you popping in and just saying hi. Yeah, I mean, if you can hang out, hang out. If you can't hang out, that's fine. Like I said, I didn't really expect anybody to be here. This was more of a test, and I knew that I was going to be doing some research on this company because of this regulations. So I figured I would do it live. What the hell? So this company, this 30 Dow, I've already actually been looking into them a bit. Some of the people that are involved are also some of the people that are involved in something else that I'm following. And I'm going to be interviewing these guys, I don't know, soon, probably very soon, maybe this week, maybe next week. The folks that are running this program, and basically what it is a super PAC. I don't know how much you guys know about political stuff, but a super PAC is basically an organization that puts together money to support a political candidate or whatever, right? So this is a super PAC, but it's run by a DAO. It's on the blockchain, and so it's a coin, it's a token. You know, they make money that way or whatever. But it's all run by this DAO. It's all run by smart contracts, and the community, the people who hold these tokens or coins, I'm not sure, are actually able to vote on what the super PAC supports. Okay, so they're looking to support candidates who are pro cryptocurrency, decentralization. And you know, there's a lot more to it, and that's why I was kind of coming on to do a little research myself before I actually get into this interview with them. But it's going to be coming up very soon. I am really kind of interested in this concept that they have, because you can donate to a super PAC if you know that a super PAC is supporting a candidate that you're interested in. You can just kind of donate to the super PAC. You give them your money, and then that's it. You know, what they do with it is kind of up to them. But with this program, this project, you're donating by investing in the coins or the tokens or whatever, and it's up to the community, it's up to the holders to dictate what this super PAC does. Okay, and obviously there are people who are kind of running it, and they will make proposals and that kind of thing. You know, should we support this candidate? Should we support that candidate? Should we support this initiative or that initiative? And it goes up for vote, and then whatever we vote on, that's kind of what goes down. Like I said, it's a lot more complicated than that. But so we are a Web3. We are 30 Dow. 30 Dow strives to become the trusted voice of Web3 to government officials in DC and around the globe. So I'm going to go to Linktree and go to their website. Okay. And here it is, 30 Dow, the bridge between the Web3 community and policymakers. And I think they've already started. And last I knew, and I gotta do some more research as far as the coin and all that stuff, but last I knew, I was told that the price of the coin was really down. But everything is kind of down right now. So, you know, what does that really mean? And they're getting ready to launch this marketing campaign. They want to jump on the AMA circuit, probably do some Twitter spaces to kind of push the project out there for more people to know what they're about. I think we've got some elections coming up, so I'll be really curious to talk to these guys and see exactly what they're getting into. Now let me go back. Did I want to go to the white paper already? Probably not. Hold on. I'm gonna move my little picture. All right, so scrolling down. I'm learning this stuff as I'm looking at it. with you guys. So whoever's watching, looks like there's like 7 people watching. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys. Maybe if we hit the like button and share it, maybe we can get some more people in here. This was very spontaneous, so I wasn't really expecting anybody to be here. But anyway, all right. So you have tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 mint this past. So these are NFTs, apparently. 3O DAO strives to become, all right, so we read that. Together we'll educate policymakers on the transformative benefits of blockchain technology and work to champion policies to advance the Web3 community. Who are we? Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with these NFTs. This is something that I wasn't aware of, so it'll be something that I'll be asking them about. You guys, if you have any questions, I want to jump in the chat, go right ahead. I know Fire King has probably gone back to his wife and the company that they had, so I'm not sure he's even with us anymore. But all right, support the future of Web3 by helping us educate and influence policy and lawmakers around the world. So I don't know about anybody else, but I'm a little afraid of some of the regulations that are being proposed. And I actually did, this was before I even started this YouTube channel. I had another YouTube channel, which was basically just like talking about relationship stuff. But when Biden came out with his executive order, which basically ordered all branches of government to start looking into cryptocurrency, using the fact that we know there is a lot of cartels and a lot of illicit activity that use cryptocurrency, because allegedly transactions are, well, they were supposed to be impossible to trace on the blockchain, but actually that's not true. They actually can be traced on the blockchain. Legally, it's kind of up in the air, how much of it they can actually do. But law enforcement agencies can absolutely track things. So one of the things that 3O DAO and a bunch of other people are looking to put in place is some sort of restrictions on that to make sure that we have privacy. Otherwise, they can really be going into everybody's finances, even if it's not warranted. But there are some in the government who want to expand these kind of things and really kind of get up in everybody's business. They're also looking to dictate which cryptocurrencies they're going to consider valid cryptocurrencies, potentially put some major restrictions on what we can buy, what we can sell, how much we can per year, kind of like what Canada just did. There's a bunch of stuff going on, and I think that the landscape is going to look very, very different over the next few years as they start to push some of this stuff out. Now, who knows what happens when we have a change in the current administration. I don't have a crystal ball, but I don't. It doesn't look like they're really going to be there for the next time around. So, what happens when we bring in a new? Let me turn this down. It looks like it's pretty hot. What happens when we bring in a new administration? Do they keep on with Biden's initiatives to kind of regulate this stuff? We really don't know. Okay, so we really need to do what we can to put policymakers in place that aren't looking to regulate the hell out of what we've built here. So that's what 3O DAO is about. Excuse me. So I would recommend that everybody kind of excuse me, learn what they can about this company, what they're doing, this initiative. See if it's something that you really want to get involved with. A lot of people say, oh, if there are regulations coming, they're way down the line. Some people think that there's not a whole lot that they can actually regulate. And I think that could be maybe a little naive. we kind of don't know what happens until it's already happened. And when it comes to the government, uh, they can make things work overnight if they really want to. And if they decide that there's too much illegal uh things going on with cryptocurrencies, and that these smugglers and cartels and all these things are using it, and they're financing their criminal activity with it, then they can use that as a catalyst to put some severe policies in place that we're not going to like. So the only hope is to have people in the government already entrenched, who are waiting to fight this stuff and stick up for our community, stick up for the decentralization of cryptocurrency. Ryan says Pierre Olivier, I guess, here in Canada, is trying to promote Bitcoin in his new campaign as prime minister. They're trying to get Trudeau out. Well, now, am I right? In Canada, didn't they just kind of limit things so that, what is it? Is it Bitcoin, Ethereum? I don't know. Is there something else that you can pretty much buy as much of it as you want? And I don't think this is through all of Canada. I think it was just maybe in parts of Canada. You can buy as much of it as you want, but pretty much any other cryptocurrency, they limited it to, and I saw this a while ago, so I could be way off in these numbers, but I think they limited it to, like, you could only purchase like 30,000 per year of any other cryptocurrency or something like that. I mean, for me, that's a whole hell of a lot. I would never buy $30,000 of any cryptocurrency, but it's kind of where it starts, and then they start whittling away at it. Ryan, I don't know if you're still with me, but is that true? Is that what's going on in Canada? All right. So anyway, phase one, legal formation. So this is their roadmap, right? Legal formation, political action committee, which is their PAC, super PAC, lobby nonprofit, Federal Election Commission filings, identify in-house government relations, identify PAC executive director, identify DC-based crypto lobby and advisory. I'm not sure exactly where we are in this roadmap. I think a lot of this stuff is already done because I think they're already in operation. So phase two is build tracking and public facing information tools. 3.0 staking. I think staking is already enabled. DAO voting, not sure on that. DAO rating system for politicians, bills, and policy papers. So they give this stuff a rating, and the rating basically is how for us they are or how against us they are, kind of thing. And it gives us an idea of who we want to support and who we don't. I think I have that right. Again, can't wait to actually talk to these guys because they're going to really spell it all out for us. Identify strategic comms, IRS approval as a nonprofit, political fundraising, DAO and non-DAO. Yeah, it's a not-for-profit organization. All proceeds go to, like I said, this super PAC that is going to support candidates that we think are going to lean our way. Okay. Selection of DAO prioritization council. This is phase 3. Branding framework and deployment. DeFi advocacy platform. DeFi education platform. I think these are things that are in the works. And there's a phase 4. Let's say policy and lawmaker engagement in DC. I think they've already started that. Policy and lawmaker engagement, local and state. And phase 4 is to identify key races in 22, midterms for political giving strategy. Okay, so in other words, see who we're going to support in 22. Identify candidates and races for 24 that will further mission and values of 3.0 and Web 3.0 PAC. This is, if you're not into political stuff, maybe this is a little boring, but it's more than just political stuff. It really has to do with the future of cryptocurrency and the freedoms that we have with decentralization and with blockchain, it not being governed to death. which is, you better believe what they're trying to do. And they could move on it pretty fast. As a matter of fact, this is an initiative that's kind of happening all over the world. And from what I understand, 3.0 DAO is looking to branch out, and not only in the US, which I believe is where they're starting, but I believe that they'll be branching out and looking at different election systems throughout the world, because everybody kind of follows each other. So we're in a global economy. So whatever is affected here is affected everywhere else. So we need to keep these policies at bay everywhere in the world, pretty much. So the founder is this Dustin Dill. You can look him up if you want. The CFO, Randy Rumich, and the CMO, Crowdcrete. I don't know if that's a name, if that's an alias, I'm not sure. Runaway strategies. All right, this is just all basic information. Kind of to really quick, just want to go to the white paper. And I'm not going to look through the whole thing because it looks kind of long. Let me see. Yeah, there are 17 pages of this white paper. We might skim some of this. Crypto legislation, nonpartisan candidates, lobbying and advocacy, public campaigns. Again, I'm just skimming this stuff and kind of familiarizing myself with it, because if you're just joining the stream, I'm going to be interviewing these guys. I've already been in contact with them. We've been chit-chatting through Telegram, and it's just a matter of setting up. They're ready to go. I mean, I could interview them tomorrow, I think, if I were ready. But I told them that I wanted a little time to interview, to go over some of their information, familiarize myself with it. So when I'm talking to them, I kind of know what I'm talking about. I don't expect to understand everything that they're doing here without actually chatting with them and having them explain it to both me and the community. But this is just a little preview of what we're going to be doing. So this is an introduction and welcome. I've actually already kind of read the first few pages of this stuff, and it kind of goes into talking about the creation of cryptocurrency and the decentralization of it. And then it goes into blockchains and DAOs and DeFi. And so it's giving you kind of an education on where we are. An introduction to 3.0's revolutionary DAO. So this part I'll read real quick. Over the past 6 months, can I make this bigger so you guys can see it? Yeah. Oh, crap, not that big. All right. Over the past 6 months, DeFi stakeholders have witnessed the rise and fall of several DAOs. These organizations were created to provide a way for their communities to invest in large treasuries, guide the investment and advocacy strategy through community voting, and reap the benefits of staking their token for potential long-term gains. As the market turned bearish, the reward system implemented by many of these DAOs' treasuries simply became unsustainable. Whether it was due to mismanagement, leadership, and motives, or unsustainable practices, the visible impact of failed projects could have lasting effects unless something is done to provide an ecosystem with more secure, transparent leadership. Okay, sounds good. 3.0 DAO is that leader. The true nature of the DAO is to provide stakeholders within the community with a voice and opportunity to help guide the project. When the size of the treasury is the only measure of value, then many become frustrated and leave due to diminishing returns. This is why 3.0 DAO wants to bring back the most fundamental part of a DAO, providing a community voice that creates social change. Building a war chest for political advocacy and rewarding staked wallets will always be an integral part of running the DAO, but its primary purpose is to provide a democratic mechanism to guide the voice of DeFi stakeholders. Many outside observers, from regulators to policymakers to media outlets, view the crypto landscape as a lawless land full of nefarious characters who are waiting to pull the rug out from under you. Those of us who have been in the space for years see the endless potential, not just financially or politically, but the impacts at a societal level as well. So how can we convert those on the fence into blockchain believers? That is simple. Make visible the impacts and economic benefits that cryptocurrencies, blockchain innovation, and Web3 can have through community-led change. Okay. Let me jump over the chat real quick. Dinosaur just jumped in. Colorado taxpayers can now pay their taxes in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other cryptocurrencies under a one-of-a-kind state tax program in conjunction with PayPal. The state's DOR said Thursday, 9/20/22. I live in Colorado. It was announced today. That's phenomenal. But you notice that, I mean, that's really cool. But you notice that they're picking and choosing which ones you can, and Bitcoin and Ethereum were kind of going to be the ones. I even really was thinking about that when Biden came out with his what do you call it? It's late and I'm sorry, I'm blanking out. His executive order. And they were talking about basically, kind of we're going to determine which cryptocurrencies are good cryptocurrency. I'm paraphrasing. Which ones are good cryptocurrencies, and which ones we need to basically regulate into obscurity. So Bitcoin, Ethereum were the two kind of on the top. And there might be some others that kind of pass the mustard, but the thing is, the government wants to decide that for us. And so we need to make sure that we have a voice, and a very strong voice, there in Washington, that's representing our interests and making sure that they're not kind of running away with picking and choosing winners for sure. Yeah, I mean, so we need to be represented, and this is what 3.0 DAO is trying to do. I'm not going to get into everything here. You guys can go to the website yourself and look up all this stuff, and I encourage you to do so. Get familiar with these guys. Get familiar with what they're doing, because if there are questions about what they're doing, if there are problems that I don't see, because, listen, I'm not an expert in this stuff, right? If there are problems I don't see, we need to peer review the hell out of it. We need to get this information out to each other. We need to start chatting about this, because if it does what it says it's going to do, then I think we need to support it, and we need to start supporting it sooner than later, not waiting for, well, regulations are far away. We don't really have to worry about it right now. They can come really, really fast. So we need to get entrenched with the right people in Washington now. Political atmosphere. I'm not going to get into all this stuff. Super PACs. I think we all know what super PACs are. Do you guys? I wonder. Does everybody know what a DAO is? When I say DAO, DAO, it's an acronym that stands for Decentralized Autonomous Organization, and it's basically a set of, again, I'm paraphrasing. Somebody can correct me if they want to. It's a set of rules that isn't held, or it isn't held by a governing body. Okay, there isn't like a management team or whatever who make sure that these rules are being followed. It's actually rules that are digitally on the blockchain and are maintained through smart contracts. So it's pretty much out of everybody's hands. Okay, that keeps it decentralized, and it keeps it honest. There's more to it than that, and if you really want to look into it, I think you should familiarize yourself with it, because I'm giving kind of a very basic explanation of what a DAO is, but there's so much right now that we can use smart contracts for and blockchain for, and I plan on jumping in and educating myself a little more than I already am with it as well. 3.0 reputation score. This was talking about the reputation score that they're going to give these policymakers and lawmakers, so we know and have an idea of who we should support and who we shouldn't. 3.0 blockchain grade. Token utility. 3.0 token has 4 main uses: voting on bills, politicians, and donations to the PAC, voting on core values of the DAO, and electing prioritization council, community voting on angel investing projects, so projects that we would invest in as holders of 3.0 token, projects obviously that are going to work toward keeping cryptocurrency decentralized. All right. Staking, earning yield, and annual percentage yield. Okay. Use case. Again, I don't want to read all this right now. I'm going to go over this with the guys. The vision. I'll read the vision. The purpose of 3.0 DAO is to create a sustainable, safe, long-term community where staking holders have a direct impact on the future of Web3 policy, crypto community angel investing, and reap staking rewards from treasury profits. So there's an investment aspect to this too. The 3.0 team envisions a future where our community will influence the decisions being made about the crypto space in elections and as policy is being developed. 3.0 will be a leading voice in the corner of the DeFi community. Whether you are a Bitcoin or Ethereum maximalist, an alt or meme coin lover, a DAO connoisseur, a node baron, or an NFT fanatic, 3.0 is advocating for you at the highest levels of government. And in return, all we ask is for you to help us direct the course of the crypto space with your vote. I mean, it's a great initiative. It's a great idea because I've never really liked the idea of you've got all these big, humongous corporations and stuff donating to these super PACs. And, they tried to put regulations on how much money candidates can raise. But the loophole was the super PAC. And you can have these multi-billion-dollar organizations just pumping money into these super PACs and supporting their candidates. We know that elections are bought very often, okay? And so this is a way for us to try and counteract that. Now, will we ever come up with the kind of money that some of these big corporations have through this system? I don't know. I want to talk to the guys and see what their thoughts are on that. Can we really contend with the kind of money that's thrown around Washington? I don't know. We'll see. The core principles, board information, vote weight. Again, I'll talk to the guys about all that stuff. The board role, transparency. Trying to get down to, all right. So voting only in legal districts prevents one user from having multiple votes. Yeah, you guys can go through all this stuff kind of on your own. I'm not gonna go too much more with this live stream. I just really kind of wanted to review this stuff for myself, and familiarize you guys with it. So when I bring these guys on to chat with them, you're not like, who in the world are these people that Trevor's talking to? Hey Ryan, a type of bottom-up entity structure with no central authority. So they say, yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, so so you guys know who it is I'm going to be chatting with when I get them on the live. I'll let you know ahead of time, probably with a tweet or something. I don't really like to mention things that I'm doing too much in Matt's live streams. I just don't think it's appropriate. Sometimes he doesn't mind, or maybe he never minds, but I just don't think it's right. We're there in Matt's live stream to kind of chat with Matt about what he's talking about, and attention should be on him. So everyone, I'll mention things to him, and if he decides that he wants to mention it, that's all fine and good. But other than that, if you want to get information from me about what I'm doing, follow my Twitter. I don't think it's linked in this particular description because this was a very spontaneous thing. But any of my other videos, there's a link to my Twitter in the description there. And that's where I'll put out information about what's coming up, who I'm interviewing, who I'm talking to, or anything else that I've got going on. So follow me there. If you could, on your way out, like this stream, and if you are not subscribed, although I would imagine everyone who found me, they found me because they're subscribed, right? But if you're watching this video even after the live is over, and you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. I think we've got some pretty good content going on. I've got like 80 some odd videos out, which is amazing. We're well over 1,000 subscribers at this point. We're well over the 4,000 watch hours, so the channel is monetized now. I don't know if you guys have seen any ads. Ryan, Dinosaur, I don't know if you guys are still with me. If you are, have you seen any ads so far during the stream? If so, let me know. But yeah, everything's monetized and ready to go. And I'm not looking to quit my job with YouTube. I'm glad to see more Bitcoin adoption. Yeah, Fire King, I agree with you. You're absolutely right. Although, we know that we're all very much in thanks, Fire King. You haven't seen any ads, Dinosaur? Okay, I mean, it's, I might not be doing it right. I was supposed to turn it on. I thought that I turned it on. I might not even have turned it on. I'm still trying to figure all this stuff out. But anyway, yeah, it's good to have that, to maybe provide a little, play around money or whatever, maybe some investment money. But I don't really have enough followers at this point that I'm going to be quitting my job doing this. Yeah, I see the money bag. Not close to money bags yet, Fire King. Trust me. All right. So anyway, yeah. If we can get more subscribers, that would be a wonderful thing. I would love to see 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you guys want to share this stuff, if you want to like, if you want to subscribe, I really appreciate it. All right. I am going to let me stop sharing this and go over here. Yeah, I'm doing this through Zoom. There's got to be ways to do it. I don't know. I'll figure it out, or I'll have Matt help me with it or something when he has time. All right, guys. Thank you for joining. And I'll talk to you tomorrow morning in Matt's live stream.